My name is Natasha Vandenhurk, and I am CEO of Three Farmers Products.
When determining your marketing strategy, it's important to figure out how to best position your product in the minds of the consumer. But before you can grasp how to approach the market, you need to thoroughly understand your customer, your unique product value, and your competition. To understand these essentials, it all comes down to extensive market research.
So Three Farmers is a Saskatchewan-based brand, and we produce minimally processed healthy foods while telling the story of how those foods are made. So we launched with the camelina oil product back in 2011, and camelina oil, we were the first to market with this product. The camelina oil being so unique, it was such a unique oil seed, very high in omega-3, and yet it had this stability to it, a 475 smoke point, 2-year shelf life from press date. So it just had these attributes that no other culinary oil on the market had. And the question we just kept asking ourselves is, what is the real significant competitive advantage of this product? How does it stack up to these other competitors? What does it offer that they don't have? And where it came out in first place every single time was the culinary market. I think it's really important to get out there with your product and get real consumer feedback. So you really need to be interacting with your customer base and figuring out what it is about your product that they love. It's just figuring out what really piqued people's interests and what were the attributes that really sold them on that product, and what they want to see from you going forward. You know, we did a fair amount of research. I would say we did our due diligence, but we definitely didn't waste time on that piece of it, right? When you have an idea and you have a product and you wanted to get it to market, you kind of move as quickly as possible because time is money.
Once you have built a solid foundation of market research, then you can begin to refine how you should position your product. In Natasha's case, when marketing a very new and unknown product in a market with minimal competition, it's important to have a very strong brand that connects with the values and needs of your customer base. With a strong brand, it's easier to sell the benefits of your product and why it's definitely worth the purchase.
We have a winning product and we have a really strong brand. I believe that our Three Farmers brand really resonates with consumers. So we built our brand Three Farmers, wanting to be very transparent and very authentic and telling the story of how people's food was made. We had a huge challenge ahead of us and nobody knew what camelina oil was, right? And so it was a huge education component. And so to partner with that, you need a really strong brand, something that sets you apart, something that resonates with your consumer base. We really wanted a brand that spoke to our consumers, that shared the same values as our customer base, that was transparent and authentic, and people want to know their food is safe, where it's being made, how it's being made, and we tell that story. So educating consumers and letting them know that this product is available and what it's about and how it can be used, that was always our biggest challenge. It's just a matter of convincing the buyer of that, and you really need to know what's going on in that buyer's head.
Knowing what's going on in your customer's head is important in order to adapt to the changes in the marketplace and improve your message. Customers' desires are constantly shifting, and it's easy to lose sight of them if you're not careful. Your message will need to be agile and adaptive, and it can't be caught on its heels. The best way for your product to always resonate is to keep your finger on the pulse by staying constantly connected to your customer.
We're very connected to them. We're listening to them all the time so that we know we have a product that is going to resonate with them because the changes we make are based on them, right? Everything we do is for our consumer market. So consumer feedback is so important. You have to be speaking with your consumer market all the time. And that's like, we're out there all the time doing demos or trade shows. And I think as you get larger and your organization grows and you get employees in place, sometimes you can lose that connection. So we're very cognizant of that. So we make sure that we're always out in the marketplace, on the front lines, listening to that feedback firsthand. But it's really about getting product into people's mouths for us, because until they taste it, they really can't understand how fantastic that product really is. So.
When defining your market positioning, it's very important to have a good understanding of your product, your competition, and your customer. Natasha and Three Farmers is just one example of how to position a product based on unique attributes, product benefit, and the targeting of a health-conscious user. There are multiple different approaches for positioning, but the most important thing is to remember to have a strong brand, a quality product, and a close connection to your customer.